Sometimes it's hard to keep focus on the important things in life.
Rob, stop antagonising people on Twitter. Rob, stop wasting time on Fallout Shelter. Rob, stop watching 1980s aerobics competition videos on YouTube.
Because the little things are often way more fun and immediately gratifying. Why slog my way through yet another list feature script that I'll still hate after I finished it in 8 hours, when I could look up how many goals Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored for Chelsea in the 2001-2002 Premier League? 23 goals in 35 games. I feel better now. Video games, being the perfect artistic reflection of real life that they are also filled with distractions players can amuse themselves with when they're bored of running around saving the world. And they're called mini-games. Problem is, whereas real-life procrastination offers momentary delight, video game side attractions can balloon into multi-hour obsessions, with some going so far as to eclipse the actual game they're a part of. Here are 7 mini-games so addictive you'll forget to play anything else. First up is Gwent, a tactical card game found in The Witcher 3 that I initially ignored, admittedly because I was awful at it, until Dave Johnny-come-lately Jackson strode into the office after getting The Witcher 3 for Christmas and declared,
I love Gwent, it's so good. I've got loads of new cards, and if you don't like it, it's because you don't understand it.
Encouraged by this, I set about trying to get good, as the internet would say, swatting up on tactics, deck building advice, and seeking out opponents just as rubbish as I was. And now there's no going back. Screw the Witcher contracts, screw the side quests, screw whatever you're selling for 20 crowns. Do you play Gwent? If the answer's no, then why are you even in The Witcher 3? It's the slow-burning tactical tennis of Gwent I love the most, when one card can flip around in an instant and render an entire line of combatants entirely useless. The weighty indecision over playing that move or holding back for a later round, knowing the perfect time to pass and when to play on. Sorry, grieving quest givers and wonderful views of mountains, if you're not a card, I just don't care. Red Dead Redemption has its fair share of Moorish minigames. Poker, gun dueling, that one where you throw a horseshoe at a peg in the ground.
Your horseshoe?
Yeah. None of them are as fun or addictive as Liar's Dice, however, a brilliant little game that involves gauging probabilities of dice values and then betting on the outcome. No, really, it's way better than that sentence suggests, I promise. It's sort of like poker's slightly less intelligent cousin. You can see your own hand and then declare how many of a certain value you think are present across the board. You can bluff it if you like, a risky tactic, or call another's bluff, the crux being if you're wrong or if your bluff is correctly called, then you lose a dice, and with it, the ability to more accurately predict the outcome. It's really good, okay?
Oh, Nath, would you like to play a game of correctly predict the probability of various dice value outcomes?
Oh, yes, please, Dave, but I say you're bluffing about the probability of various dice value outcomes.
Such fun!
Back to cards then, you miserable pair, and it's Final Fantasy VIII's Triple Triad, one of the first mini-games I ever played, and also one of the best. Brilliantly simple to understand at its most basic level, all you really need to know are the numbers 1 to 9 and in what order they come. Triple Triad proved so popular that online mega RPG Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, brought it back for the Gold Saucer expansion, so now you can play it against actual people, rather than just Zell's mum over and over and over, waiting until she finally plays her son's card. Hunting down the cards for all the characters and GFs was an exhilarating challenge. I still remember the electric stab of excitement when I found Squall, the stomach punch of disappointment when I lost the game, my steely determination to play again and again and again until I won it. Nothing illustrated my Triple Triad dedication more than my refusal to refine cards, a GF ability that turns your collection into rare and valuable items, even though I knew that was a decision that would make the game's final battle extra difficult.
Look, you can refine Bahamut into 100 megalixirs.
No.
100 megalixirs,
I'm
Robert.
not refining Bahamut.
Well, if you lose to that Ultimelia again, and I have to hear you screaming at the the TV when I'm downstairs trying to watch Bargain Hunt, I'm confiscating that stupid game.
We're sticking with Final Fantasy for our next entry, but ditching cards for the underwater rugby polo football mashup that is Blitzball. I fell in love with this turn-based FIFA beta so much I started keeping my own Blitzball statistics, from drafting up diagrams of my dream first six.
Tidus and Igar up front, Brother in midfield, Shu and Nida in defence, Nimruk in goal. I still remember them all.
To jotting down the Besaid Aurochs all-time goal-scoring records.
786 goals for Tidus in 110 games across 11 seasons.
Blitzball's hook was, much like with a PES Master League, in turning hopeless whipping boys Besaid into an unstoppable sphere-kicking megaforce capable of winning every game 10-0. But it wasn't just about the sport. Blitzball appealed to every Final Fantasy fan's love of poring over stats and techniques, level grinding, and ultimately unleashing Venom Tackle 3 on a diminutive Guado striker, flinging an 80-yard pass to Tidus, having him tackle slip 2 challenges, and then jet-shotting a thunderbolt past a despairing keeper.
Some people have pointed out how it's silly players can hold their breath underwater for 5 minutes at a time, and that if the pitch is a sphere, why do they only play from side to side and not up and down as well? And also that the crowd wouldn't actually be able to see anything because the water would distort their view. And to those people, I say,
You may scoff at my next entry, seeing as how GTA 5 has such a diverse offering of exciting side attractions, races, triathlons, skydiving to name 3, but I like to unwind after a stressful heist with a nice spot of tennis in the grounds of my own mansion.
it's actually a half-decent tennis sim, probably the best we've had on PlayStation since Top Spin 4, and so, as a racket-starved ace lover, I'll take whatever I can get.
That's right, GTA, you may want me to commit all manner of heinous acts, but I'm staying right here, the Los Santos sun bathing the court as I settle Michael's marital strife with a well-placed cross-court forehand winner. Minigame, set, match.
Minigame, set, match. You spend all day writing this thing, and that's what you come up with.
It's just
Minigame, set,
It's just
match.
a throwaway line, Dave.
What's your next entry?
Why?
What's your next entry?
Why?
Give it here, I'll flip him write it.
Number 6 is fishing in little-known PS1 JRPG Breath of Fire 4, and it's really good. Really good.
In all seriousness, Breath of Fire 4's fishing is really good, which is some achievement when you consider actual fishing is nothing like what Jeremy Wade would have you believe, all lightning, murder and 20-foot catfish, and is more like sitting in cold mud with your dad and a bucket of worms. I much prefer Breath of Fire 4. You catch fish to music, luring them in by tapping out rhythms with the bait, and then battling them into submission to a frenetic drum beat.
It's not just trout you catch either. Later on, in the right circumstances, you can catch a whale with a spoon, which is a sentence that makes so little sense it really could have been written by Dave. Really.
There's also fishing in Dark Chronicle, that's Dark Cloud 2 if you're in the US, tomato tomato, and you can even enter your catches in fish races and breed them to create superfish, but that's not why I've mentioned Level 5's PS2 masterpiece. No, I've mentioned it because our last entry is Spheda, a crackers minigame that fuses golf and time travel into something truly wonderful. A sport where you have to hit a blue ball into a red hole, or a red ball into a blue hole. The game explains these holes as time distortions appearing all over the world, distortions you have to balance out.
The shots you can pull off when you get good are just amazing, arcing a beautiful stroke over a river, bouncing it off a wall and in for a hole-in-one.
I found Spheda so addictive I made it my mission to complete every single course, which meant going through every single dungeon floor in the entire game and smacking a ball into a hole. Who'd have thought fishing, tennis and golf could be so much fun? Just add music, crime and time travel apparently, and hey presto. There you go, 7 minigames so addictive you'll forget to play anything else. Let us know in the comments if there are any we've missed. Like this video if you're watching it when you should be doing something else. Download our PS4 app and watch Access on your TV, and subscribe for more of these list features every Friday. Thanks for watching.